That was sharp. Okay. Um, thought I'd try something. Hello, people. How's it going? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hope everybody's good. What, middle of the week now? Woo. Anyway. Disco Elysium, right? Disco Elysium. And I've kind of been thinking about the mechanics of the game, like what the actual gameplay is. Actively thinking about it rather than just passively. It's super interesting because so many of these are just passive that if you just wanted to force your way through, I imagine there's a very select, like Authority, Half-Light, probably good, maybe Physical Instrument. So much of it's just pure flavor, though, which I guess you could argue helps to solve the case, as it were. And then all of this is just so... Like, the equipment to raise the stats is so RPG. Then things like equipping the item to touch the areas feels very point and click. And as for all of this... I guess it's just unlocking personality traits, essentially, is what it would be in, say, RPGs. It does feel quite unlike anything else, though. The style's super interesting. Both the... I mean, the models and the textures are relatively... It's hard to tell sometimes if they're low quality or just heavily stylized. But I do love the portrait and the UI. And though I've heard a lot of people complain, I don't find the controller support to be that bad. It's fairly straightforward. It's like I can hold the button and look what is interactable, and I can just move around my options with the right stick. Did I finish talking to you?
What is it?
I don't think I necessarily finished talking to you. I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Hey, are you the lead programmer of Wirral Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or no. Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Vox and Orbis sound so believable as programming languages.
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager.
Have you seen the man living up in the rafters?
No?
But you know he's around?
Yes.
Sounds like you're not worried about him at all?
No. You're right. I'm not.
Alright, fair enough. Why are there so many machines?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna?
I use the AR-1 as my RAIM prefix processing unit.
That's your radio computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that antenna is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
No, I'm a master circuit bender. I know everything.
Then you'll certainly know that all radio computers perform operations on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
Cloud computing. Interesting. Cloud processing. And is the AR-1 a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
Loose tea again. Fucking burst tea bags. Lovely.
She liked telling me this. It calmed her nerves.
What are you doing with your computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
Right, but isn't your RAIN Prefect radio computer made exclusively for the government use?
So you do know something about computers. You're right. Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps.
So why do you have it?
Because I needed something good for my investigation, and RAIM Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards, so I had to upgrade. Besides, owning a RAIM Prefect isn't such a big deal anymore.
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see REAM prefects in every police department, for example.
How did you get your hands on it?
I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the Coalition. I was actually aiming for the military-grade RAIM Rational series, but couldn't find one. Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as RAIM Civic, so it's kind of a rip-off. But it does have better compatibility with newer antenna models, so I won't complain.
And what about those balls of water over there?
They are connected to my RAIM Prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Wasn't an answer, though.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question.
Great.
What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Ah, perfect. Well done, game. But what, though?
She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said.
The dead zone. It's not just audio. It's all waves.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
So, a hole in the world. What does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing.
Sure.
What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have?
Like,
How do you measure something that doesn't
yeah, how would you
exist?
calibrate your equipment to know that you're detecting nothing? How do you know the difference between detecting nothing and just detecting nothing? Like, scientifically proving a negative is not a thing.
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
I mean, yes, like a black hole to an extent, but that's not nothing necessarily. That's a black hole is something. You measure it by collecting data on its surroundings, on that which exists.
Exactly. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence. To find out where it begins.
Ha! Hydrotransducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water.
Uh-huh.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Let's just keep going down. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade.
Can matey take a microphone up there? Or something?
Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
Yep, I remember that.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
That would be my assumption. Weird things can happen with architecture and sound.
Maybe. But it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
Wait, this is where the Crabman lives? Is that the guy upstairs?
I know.
You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
You said the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error. Trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
Don't have a what, though. Fine. That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world. For now.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about anodic dance music?
What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Same here. Just doesn't connect here. Not like disco does, anyway.
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right. But how do you feel about a club for anodic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What do they want to build, then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
A petting zoo? I can't not say it. A petting zoo? A place for animals?
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
I think she took me seriously, but that's fine. What updated? Right. It's definitely like here. It's weird. Mainly weird because it makes a sound when it's meant to be a lack of sound. But alright. Suppose how would you demonstrate a lack of sound? Possibly the same way you detect it. Anyway. Dead phone. Another dead phone?
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. You hear the tone, the machine is inoperable.
10 cents? Fuck it. I don't know, maybe it'll work?
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this? End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
Yeah. None of that. Kim knows nothing. We didn't respond. Yoink.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
What's the odds on this being mine or Harry's?
It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Well, particularly in the snow. When did that start?
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
Alright. Do I want to go this way first? People. Makes me think maybe I should have gone the other way.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Let's have a look.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside?
No, I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Wow. Can you still shoot though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
People still relatively large targets, I guess. Yeah, not a very effective tarp. Do I want to go this way first? God damn it, so many options. Oh, this looks like a pier. So it's probably a dead end.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness.
Is that a corpse?
Only death smells like that. It is death. It must be.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle.
Slipped
Right
and
next
fell.
to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself.
Passed an authority check. That's good, even if it's easy.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Let's go down the list. Clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two.
Got a name,
His jacket
hopefully.
feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Yeah, because in this system it wouldn't make sense to stop and do it right now. What's up, Cheers? How's it going, dude? I found another corpse. Yeah, I just doubled the workload.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Check his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. How about
centimeters.
yourself?
Curly hair, stout build.
Bit of back pain.
Age approximately 50
Hoping that
to
clears
60
out, but-
years.
Not going to move it much today, at least. 50, 60. Okay. Check the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests.
Does look like
Floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole.
an accident.
An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
What time you working today?
Be very, very careful where you step here.
Yeah, I don't want to fall down that hole myself. Examine the head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
Well, that's a fun one. Not a massive pain in the ass at all. Shitty shifts.
This is what killed him.
Yep. I mean, obviously we got to check, but it does look a lot like he was drunk. Right, there's a bottle right next to him. He was drunk, or possibly not, but either way, walking down here, slipped, put his foot through the boardwalk, hit his head on the bench, goner. Seems fairly straightforward.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
Just this one at the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Check the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Is that a hint to just push him down and not do the paperwork? Check the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
Tear all around us.
Looks at my bag. Yeah, good shit.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Oh, that's fair.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Examine the wrapper.
Rybowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Okay.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
Ooh. One's a fun option here. 3 feels like the right cop thing, but like... I was thinking he kind of looks a bit like Harry, just with less mutton chops. He looks like me. I could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to my corpse.
Well, at least you're not married.
Damage my morale. Genius.
Or, what if you are?
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Someone should be responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous. That sounds like I'm going for a lawsuit, though. Do you think you... what about the kebab? No, we don't know.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. Although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see 2 options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about field autopsy? Do we not have to do that this time?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Isn't that kind of sloppy? I mean, yes and no. You got to spend your time wisely. Question is, do I want to take on the task? I guess so. Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy?
Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest.
Do we take the case? What do we think? I'm kind of leaning towards taking the case. Partly because it's probably some extra experience. Partly because it might lead somewhere, and partly just, or as in somewhere related to the lynching, although I highly doubt it. But also partly because it might just be interesting content. And I guess I'm trying to be a good cop. We have the time, really. Or at least we did yesterday. We'll find the time. We found him. We should finish this.
Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Okay. A library card found from a pocket of the dead man on the Martinez boardwalk. It's still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears the stamp of Jamrock Public Library. The general public.
The library card is folded into 2 and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires
Billie
July
Jean?
53.
Billie Jean?
Billy is a unisex name. could be the deceased or his family member.
Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned.
Avid reader and returning the books.
Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
The backside. The library card's not his.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211.
A
Or
lead.
visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
I have a reason to use the payphone.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See
Although-
if we can learn anything about Billy Méjean.
Yeah, if I do it from the Kinema, it doesn't cost. Let's explore a little more first.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Right, we leave it this time. Wait. Or do I check it?
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package,
Examine.
and two empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
What about my super gloves?
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Examine the cigarettes.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Okay. And the kebab wrapper?
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol.
Suddenly kind of want a kebab.
It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Okay, we'll call that in a minute. Moonshine? What, in here? Another postcard. Red tarp. Some glasses. Wait, did that show me the stats on them in the bottom left? I hadn't noticed that before. +2 encyclopedia, -1 perception. Do quite like my perception though. Fuck it, give me some nerdy glasses. Nailing it. Which means Perception 5, Encyclopedia 7. Still want to max out that rhetoric though. And then I don't know what. I've got to try that faucet when we go back to the Kinema as well. I want to be the other side of this fence, that's right. Hi.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with. You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Wait, what was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Oh, nice. Have fun. Have fun. Are you going to be campaigning it, I assume? I still need to find time to play the campaign. Was it Dark Elves that got done up? Anyway, there was someone. Chaos? I was going to do another co-op with Fry. I forget. One of the Warhammer ones. You are? Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, you and Kim know each other.
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
As Britannia decided to invade France, because what else would you do? Well, I mean, yeah, naturally. Plus, of course, strategically, it just makes sense.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program.
I enjoy the
He gets
lag.
really into Worms lately.
Enjoy. Really into worms. Nice.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
Wait, half-brother, but that's esprit de corps. He's related to the police?
Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
Number 2. What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
I'll look at the building.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Krimxon 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built matinees proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
Oh, I can't not. He means they all got shot in the head because they were bourgeois. Now, do you know what the bourgeoisie is?
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this kid friendly.
The boy looks first at you, then back at his father, confused.
Nice. What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Decret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort.
The what now?
It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
Are we just glossing over Wompty Dumpty Dom? Okay.
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center?
Yeah, he did say Wompty Dumpty Dom Center.
He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world.
Yeah, alright.
What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Yost?
Okay, the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. Paul Ockerman, Keith and Guy Juiced. What are you talking about?
The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art.
Said it again.
The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
Come on, there's no place called the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center of Arts.
Actually, I think there is. No, it's too much. He's joking.
In fact, I'm not. The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
Okay, we gained it as a thought. I really want to learn the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Sounds fancy.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
The RCM should get some of those.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to the precious device. But so they did. The Feld playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
Wait, the failed playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
I feel like this is another reference. I can't think it a band. Anyway. Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk. I just want to clear it out.
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Is that a Ferris wheel?
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
Alright, moving on.
But of course, what else?
I'm not going to ask for money. Especially now we have somewhere free to stay. So thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikael here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Let's look at it. Why can I not look at the thing? There we go.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
What's up there? Fence. Nose are fed. I should probably heal morale a bit. What are we on? Leaves us on 3 volition. Okay. I think we've cleared out this end. Kind of need to get a move on though to report and call the rental place before 6. Mazout. Did I go along here? Very brown.
Wait. Take a longer look at yourself and how you're reflected in that slick chemical rainbow. What do you see? Metaphor. It's always metaphor.
Some kind of metaphor for me?
This is more important than you. That's the blood of industry you see before you. The runoff from Coal City, further down the coast.
Oh, okay.
The engines of fortune once roared here. Great wealth poured into Revachol, the Delta, as did smoke, waste, sickness, life.
What happened?
The engines stopped. The West Revacholian industrial base was dismantled after the war. Now, extinguished coke furnaces dot the landscape, a landscape despoiled by industry.
Don't see the problem. Revachol moved on to a service industry. Get with the times, yo. No. West Revacholian industrial base. That's so me. There was a serious dereliction of duty in this cleanup. Yeah, just a bit.
Perhaps you could dedicate your life to cleaning it up, but you're a cop. You must concern yourself with different messes. Even so, it's pretty to think.
Did I not look around here? Or did I? Oh, this is... Oh, I know where we are. So let's go further west. Oh, that was a way down. Went the long way then. Here's the cryptozoologists.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
Does look like they're actually trying to get bugs, though.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Crypto fascist.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
The 881 is a raised motorway that separates Martinez from Jamrock. The labyrinth of streets underneath it makes it difficult to pass, not like walking over a nice water lock.
I'm not telling him that. The water lock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it. Nothing more.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Are these two hooking up?
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we go in.
His hands are large and weather-worn, but also used to delicate, precise work.
Alright, we'll leave this. And I think I'm getting a slot because... Maybe you can quit. Wait, is this quitting? Is this actually officially quitting alcohol? I want to see about the Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. But I also really want to... I want to learn a few of these. 3 hours 30, 20. That's going to take 20 hours, though. Insomnia. No sleep. Ouch. Okay. Well, no sleep tonight, then. It has been brought to your attention that you're an alcoholic. And that it's a sickness. And it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life. your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they are right. Anything is better than this. Even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit. I'm going to have, like, no physical instrument. But there we go. Oh, it can go negative. Yikes. Okay. Dead end. No, no. Damn it.
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water.
Wait, I can't see anything interesting.
You don't have a reason to. Yet.
What is this about?
Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
Bad hunch? Is my bag full of tear? Because I see a milk bottle here. Should probably go and sell some. Well, all of it. No boat in the boathouse. Boaty McBoathouse. Ooh. Superstar, huh? Savoir faire, negative to visual calculus. Yeah, I like having visual calculus. Thank you very much, Lee. Shoddily constructed boathouse. Wait, was there anything else over this way? I can't go that way. Alright, fine. Cool.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Why this many bullet holes? We know. It's shot in the revolution, right? Or in the end of the revolution. The invasion.
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall.
Oh shit.
There are many of them. A dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement.
Firing line.
10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the
Head
bullet
height,
holes.
yeah.
They stand
Standing head height, rather.
facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who were they?
Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Are they suggesting it's not necessarily showing the truth here? The sides could be swapped. Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
What about the people from the coalition? The so-called moralists?
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the commandant, the superior giving the orders.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
That was a lot of visualization from very little information. Paid money to park here, did they? Oh, goodies. No, I still have space in my bag, I guess. Oh, that one has alcohol in it. Need to get rid of that. Not getting inside this building, I feel. Found Peepo Peepo. What's a Peepo? Small wireframing inside this futuristic-looking found Peepo hat gives it the aerodynamic shape of a swoop skier's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to bring down the drag coefficient. +2 logic, -1 perception. Oh, I don't want double minus perception. Oh, we have 2 points in it, though. Fuck it. We had... What else was found? Did we not get some other stuff? Guess not. Perception's still 4 at least, but still. But big logic. What did the glasses give? Encyclopedia. Yeah, kind of worth it still. How do I get over there? Have I got to go all the way back around? You know what? Can I teleport? How do I move around the map? Could talk to them as well. Do I need to mouse it? No. I thought I'd unlocked fast travel. I thought I saw somebody over there. Right, I guess not. Is it here? Anything else? Yeah, I kind of want to check in with the Ravers while I'm here. It's 3:15. Oh wait, I lowered the shortcut.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
About the church, I checked it out.
And? What happened?
I talked to the shadow-clad being climbing the beams. A man living on the ceiling.
Oh man, the crab man you mean? Who is he? What did you think?
Seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Just preaching and praying from the looks of it.
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem? Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
He's a crab man. Keeps himself active. Thinks spiritual thoughts and doesn't drink. Who am I to evict such a person? As far as I can tell, he's not going to leave. He'll climb around up there, and guys, you'll never catch him.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light. Yeah!
Egg!
Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She said you guys haven't been completely honest with me about your plans.
Come on, man. Who will you trust? A spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place.
Feel the love! Get down and feel it!
Egg!
A half-hearted sell of something which does not seem worth buying.
The love? No, I'm not really feeling it at all.
You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise, about the dance club idea. Yeah, Oda 9. Rocking it or dropping it?
She did not like the Anodic dance club idea.
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
I do kind of think they do just want to make it a dance club.
Unity! Dance!
Egg! She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you, Honor Man.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
The lines in the dark exist, coexist.
Coeg.
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it. What the hell is this wrench icon on my phone? Fuck's that about? Add birthday to my account. Oh, fuck off. She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it.
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her.
Excellent. Good luck, my friend.
That's it.
Goodbye, officer.
Out of here. Enough of that. Should probably go check with her then real quick while we're up this end. And then... I don't know, frankly, I really wish... I could successfully move around here. Could have sworn it said there was fast travel. But I don't know how to do it. No idea. Okay. Back to the church. I do need to sell the bottles. I don't know if there is a limit on the bag. Probably. We should sell them either way. Money in our pocket.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre. He wants to make it work.
I don't want to make anything work.
Hold on, you don't want to make anything work?
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
Alright, got it.
Good.
Could try and convince her?
Easy. When her research is done, she can
Yeah,
move out.
easy. Listen, about your research, you mentioned earlier that it's not going very well. Maybe I can help with something.
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair.
Alright. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
Wish I'd taken that back out of the other machine. I'd have it. By your old workspace, do you mean the studio of Fortress Accident in the doomed commercial area?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
Actually, I've already been inside the doomed commercial area.
Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it.
And where exactly is the come on, she just told us.
In the giant ice bear fridge. I just told you. It has red glowing eyes. It's impossible to miss. You just need to get the offside copy from the ice bear.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
True, we only got the filament. No, we got something else. Found a note from the ice bear fridge. It said the off-site copy had been moved to a safer place.
Wait, a note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
It said the off-site copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Sulislav. Sulislav?
Jawiza. Of course. Our project lead, Sulislav Jawiza. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. And feature creep, and the Valley of the Heads.
That'll be the one we're defrosting.
Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous. And the heads... I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
Valley of 1,000 Heads. You like the sound of that.
I found the ice cream maker but couldn't get it open. It's completely frozen.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know.
Trying to.
I don't know about the ice cream.
It's had a day.
Just figure something out.
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
Solution that she doesn't want to give me. We don't need to tell her about the body. Alright, we'll go look.
And here's Mike Falson's multi-tool. You might
Oversized pry bar.
It opens everything. If you get me the offside copy, then you can keep the Falson.
Nice. +2 multi-tool at that.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Kvalsund. The legendary Kvalsund multi-tool. This is Prybar version 2.0 for professionals like you.
Right, I'll let you work in peace now. Can I put Kim's tools back then if I've just got the multi-tool? No. Ooh. This is an advanced prybar, a prybar +2 if you will, built by Valsund in Vasa. The number of gadgets hidden within the frame of the yellow and grey multi-tool will stagger any technician. Holy shit, that thing's huge. Alright, seems like a bit much. Is that a spirit level as well in there? God damn. Okay, well that's a whole thing we're carrying. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Soul Bad Guy's sword. I forget the name of it. But it's basically a giant lighter. And it's only slightly bigger than this. Okay. We don't want to go that way. We want to get back towards the main town. So we need to go past our car. Oh, I should look inside my new home, I guess. Some kind of heater. Ooh.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
Unlock the shack door with the key.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangements. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
I mean, you spend 20 real a night. Have fun with it. Ooh, a jacket. +1 logic. Compared to esprit de corps and visual calc. Yeah, I'll stick with what I got, thank you. Is that sleep?
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Not yet.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin.
Is shaving the right call?
The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic.
I'm gonna wait till the end of the day. Really don't look like a cop anymore though, do we? Weird mismatch of our RCM jacket, and I think we're wearing some jeans. Some, like, jazz shoes or something. Or gangster, I don't know. And then a beanie. With some super thick nerd glasses and armored gloves. Definitely a mess. Did I check that? Probably. No. Inter-isolary trousers. Huh. +1 to Kingdom of Conscience. Moralist pants. I think I got pretty much everything. See where he walks to right now. I pointed him at a box I saw. Go on, Kim. Pathing's not perfect, but it has worked so far. Did I just not check around here? I guess not. Got some tape. More tear. Good looting at least. Rolling in cash now. Wonder if I can get a refund on tonight.
Rust peels off
Unlikely.
the posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere.
What happened here?
In this yard?
He's assessing the situation. How long ago was it abandoned?
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscure for cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago.
Wait, what's a block obscure?
A black bloc. A part of the city left unrenovated after the war. Or one that has fallen to gang violence. Or has become inhospitable in some other way.
On aerial photos, block obscures look like dark squares, hence their name.
So this part of the coast is a block obscure?
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drums. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house.
At least they left some old music behind.
Yes, and you picked it up because you're a post-apocalyptic scavenger who collects trash and magnesium blisters.
I mean, maybe.
It's not meant as nagging, just an observation.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban hinterland, at least in this phase of the investigation.
I kind of agree. But we looked. Anything over here? No. No. Okay, well, fortunately, getting back to town doesn't take too long. Can I find something interesting yet?
If he really wants to save the economy,
No. We cannot. Need to use the radio.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Pick up the radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Did you find info?
No word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be frustrating. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
I need to report a dead body on the boardwalk.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
An unidentified middle-aged man. Height 170 to 175 centimeters. Dark hair. Medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamrock Public Library. Belongs to someone named Billy Majan.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue.
We don't get to send Kim away again with that. Alright.
That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Yeah. Connect me to the Jamrock Public Library, please.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call.
I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy Majan, a reader.
Billy Majan, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database. Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majan's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20.
Handy.
It's in Martinez, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
Do you have any other information on Billy?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majan? They returned a Tybalt book the other day. Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87.
So Billy is the wife.
I don't have it yet.
Good. You have a name now.
Do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like?
Marie? She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second. Sorry,
Oh.
Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Right, thank you. That's all from me. I have no other questions. Wait, fuck it. How did your colleague know it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
Oh, so it is the wife that's the reader.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Yeah, that's all from me.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Anything else you need from me?
No, we're good.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
We're good. Right, let's go check that freezer. We can do the tear. Trying to think what else. Check the apartment. We're looking for flat 20, right? Apartment 20. Can probably do it with this crowbar now anyway.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Very low. Physical instrument -1. Yeah, we're not going to be doing this. I'll leave it another day. We have the tool. Can't stay frozen solid for 2 days, surely. Has to defrost eventually. And we can give Gart the bird. We can also check that building next to the greenhouse.
The tear machine. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
Easy job. Kind of concerned about this not sleeping tonight thing that's going to happen. Oh, it's around the back. Does it auto-save every hour? Is that what that is? Oh, we have our badge as well. We can talk to What's-Her-Face. Right, there's quite a few things we can do right now. Good, 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 good. This is hopefully the fastest. We'll do this and then we'll look for apartment 20. Straight up cannot. Alright, never mind. Ah, missed that before.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
It's 20 upstairs? Maybe it was. This one?
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup alongio.
Onion soup?
The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock. This is the door. You already know it's the right door.
Hold on.
This is going to be so hard.
Yeah, hold on, Kim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect?
You're right. Let's talk this through.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary.
Do you have any advice?
Dad, just don't say that you know how they feel. You don't.
Good advice.
Alright, I think I'm ready.
The lieutenant motions towards the door.
Knock, knock. Hello, who is it?
And someone turns down the radio.
Is this Billy Méjean's home? This is the police. Please open the door. Nothing here either. The police, a moment please, give us a moment.
Tidying up, nervously. There's fear in her voice.
What's she hiding? Come in, the door is open. Hopefully she's voiced inside. Weird lack of voicing there. Where's the VA? VO. Look around first. People don't seem to care if I do it. No.
Yes?
Nothing. Right, couple of kids. Humanitarian aid macaroni. Leftovers. Newspaper clippings. Wait. Can't they afford curtains? Probably not. I just noticed the paper on the windows. That's rough.
It's you from the bookstand.
Oh, hey.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. Condensation from stepping inside. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Thanks, but I'm alright.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
It's weird to me that the portrait doesn't look like the model at all here. She's not got her hair in a bun. She has no scarf around her neck.
No, this is something much worse. Is he in the hospital? How bad is it?
How about some small talk before you break the news?
It's not going to go well. No. Are we going to give her the lieutenant's handkerchief in a bit? Just going to have to do it. But maybe? They all feel redundant. We're just going to do it.
You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
Ma'am, I'm very sorry to say, but your husband, Victor Méjean, was found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What did you say?
Your husband, Victor Méjean, is dead. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am.
Oh. Oh. But he was just...
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am.
What happened to him?
It's still early to say, but at first glance, it seems like he slipped and hit his head.
Was he drunk?
Alcohol may have played a role, yes.
I see. And you just found him there, lying in the cold. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever.
It's hard to say at this point.
She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something from the pockets of her dress.
Here.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls. God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
No, take a day to recover. You'll be better prepared when they come home tomorrow.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
How do we know they're coming back tomorrow?
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
Seems like a bad idea to take her there right now.
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier.
A very good call.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still... Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
Again, I'm very sorry, Mom.
We should step outside and talk.
Leave her the card, yes. What was that? Weird.
You did well.
What now?
I'll call the station when we're finished with the day and let them know the name of the deceased.
What about Billy and her kids?
They'll manage.
That's it?
That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done.
Right, case closed then.
Let's go.
Sure. What have we got then? Stuffed bird. Dice from the dice maker. Secret passages. Let's go talk to Gart, maybe? Oh, wait. Talk to what's her name on the boat. Have our ID. Since we found our crashed car. Whoops. That's before I got control, though. I accept no blame. That's all Harry. That's raw, uncut Harry.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I found my badge, by the way.
By love, you did.
She is memorizing your badge number.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Frater Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Frater?
How about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge?
Yeah.
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them.
This was your plan all along.
My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will, because let me tell you, we are in dire waters.
Meaning, the information she has will raise the stakes in this game.
The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meanwhile? Tea, perhaps?
So it really wants us to investigate that. Okay. Need to investigate the vehicles and the drivers. We already did that, though. Nothing new kicking around. I didn't look at these, but I assume they're nothing. They're just going to tell us what they're... To roundabout north. Yeah, alright. Just signposts. Let's talk to Gart and try and open the room. Oh, actually, I could go and look in the mirror. Let's do that first. I mean, I have this massive ass super tool now. Or to help, right? In theory. That's what I'm hoping.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with...
Still needs to be the chain cutters. Alright.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In
83%, come on.
Adorned with the faucet
Thank
is
God.
not terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose.
Full morale as well.
The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
What can we do to max out our electrochemistry right here and now? Oh, they both give electrochemistry, alright. What are we looking at? Where is it? Four. We got a little bit. 70%.
It's barely
Let's
covered
try.
in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror. But still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
Damn it. Alright, fine, fine. Still carrying that though. We'll look at that in a second. Let me put my stuff back on. Is that it? I think so. You know what? I'm wearing the bow tie. There, beautiful. You look amazing. Still 18 hours on that. Nope, not having it. Guess we might just not get that unless we get some more info from somewhere that gives us a bonus. Although I already internalized Guillaume Le Millon, which I thought might help.
Can I help you?
God, I found a new bird for the whirling.
What is this thing?
It's no biggie. I just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of cop.
What, the interior decorating kind? You know, I'm sorry. This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess? So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuff to me.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
We can talk to Lena in a bit as well, but for now...
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. The door does not. The cobalt blue's old cobalt paint. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next.
Yeah, we still can't get in there.
The man ponders his cooking utensil.
We'll try Gart once more.
Hey, was there...
Well, well. Bringing him that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
Another thing. Great.
Ah, there we go.
Love those.
There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it? Do you have...
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just the frit warehouse, probably.
Wondering about it is, of course, exactly what he's been doing for 10 years.
Maybe he'll help.
Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Let's have one more look, just in case.
You see a heavy...
Nope. Nope, nothing.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Something about a locked door just begs to be opened, doesn't it? I ran to your husband on the coast.
Goodness. How is he? Did he say why he hasn't returned yet?
He's fine, ma'am. As we had suspected, he couldn't get back earlier because the water lock on the canal was broken. Now he's just finishing up somewhere.
Oh, yes. That's my Morel. He's bound to catch a cold staying out there for so long. But I am so relieved to hear that he's okay. Thank you for putting an old woman's heart at ease, if even a little.
You haven't, however. There are dangers out there. Our aging body's foul. Her heart won't rest until Morel is safely back with her.
Beyond our control. Okay. probably don't want to do that with Kim here. Go see the dice maker. Can I raise... Have I got authority clothes? I've got minus authority clothes. Get lots of that. Wait, what was keys? Nothing. Yeah, I guess.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full-flavor cigarettes.
What are its hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
I'd rather know more about the world of today.
The contemporary period stands still. The fated carousel of progress that doomed the royalists is itself winding down. Our time is decelerating into what no one knows.
Let's try and get that gone. There we go. She still wants us to explore the lorries.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
What are you hauling?
Oh, high-grade narcotics.
Relax. He's merely joking.
What are you actually hauling?
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits, and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Ilmaran market lately.
So nothing illegal then?
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
What was that check? What do I see in his eyes? Is it going to be at the bottom or the top? Wait, padlock door? We just opened it though. Yeah, no physical instruments going to be working here. Composure? We can't retry that check right now anyway. Pain threshold? I'm not sure we can do any of that. Dice maker. Our investigation into the drug trafficking didn't get very far, to be honest. Do I just try it?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
I should wait till I've not got this big negative on physical instrument. Yeah. Although, fuck it.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. Ice squeaks beneath your Krimxon multi-tool, but your fingers slip away from the tool. The lid shutters tightly as before. And it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do other than wait for it to defrost or bulk up and get
At least I unplugged it day 2 morning, was it? Or afternoon, lunchtime? Wasn't very late either way. I don't know why I'd want to put soot on my fingers. Can't do it. Can't see. Alright.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow.
Remove it?
Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the cube. The speaker comes to life.
Oh.
Good afternoon.
It's this again.
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Let's try the password.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife death.
Good. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Really? She just used the same password?
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Nope.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. With a quiet determination, the printer starts printing, a piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface.
Let's remove the schedule just in case.
The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
And read the printout.
It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Whirl Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule.
Read about money?
In its short time of existence, Fortress Accident SCA managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money. The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 Ria, but then came the delays. Eventually, the damage reached 400,000 Ria, with only half of the game finished.
Gosh, where did they get all this money?
Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor.
What about the workforce?
Fortress Accident employed 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Pyrrolidon in the basement to escape his obligations. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists?
Wait, why did a radio game need so many artists?
It didn't.
It didn't need so many concept artists?
No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skip to work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good.
Right, skim through it.
The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy.
Right, what happened?
It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development
Classic
team.
story.
They tried to make a 4 million real game with 400,000 in their bank account. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't.
Ah, so they were done in by their own ambition.
No. Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads.
The what now?
At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jimsk-born Suliswaf Jalisa, decided that what Wirral Untethered needed was a secret mystical location at the extreme edge of the map. This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor.
Oh, interesting. Some insane shit. Who were these people?
The world had never seen their kind before, and might never again.
How many heads were there?
So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined.
How many combinations is that?
Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it may take a while.
Yeah, how bad could it be? Nice, that's a lot. There's still more. Keep going. So a lot of options, I guess.
The lieutenant taps his foot impatiently, his arms folded tight against his chest.
Damn it. What have I done? Oh no. Shit.
What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop?
Please stop.
And that's it.
Okay, so that's what did them in.
Well, yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss.
Must be the anomaly sooner mentioned.
On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness, before the Egonian investors pulled the plug. What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian Lintel front, just as the Wirral Untethered project was being compiled that day.
And the anomaly caused all the data to get lost in the air?
When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss.
Wasn't there a backup? Isn't that what we're looking for?
Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached.
And it says...
S. Lukanen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me. Not after 8 months of crunch.
Didn't get to leave.
I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal.
Anything else from this lead programmer?
The production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later.
Let's read them.
4 months later, by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Slipstream switched to making skis, and the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of it. Still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front on that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location.
But if they were transmitting from the same location to the same location every time, why did it only happen that once? What changed?
I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is Saint-Brun 1147. I am going there to look this thing in the eye. Saint-Brun 1147? That's what the street sign next to the church said.
Cool.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the...
Yeah, let's get our dice. Hoi.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Came back to pick up... Yeah, I came to pick them up.
Very good. That will be 7 real for 1 custom die.
Alright.
Here's your amber die.
There appears to be a small fly embedded within. It's like looking into a lost little world.
Jurassic Park reference? Anyway. Can't do that yet. How do we prove our authority? What is... Authorities -1 from thoughts. And then hidden? It's hidden. Where to look? We could try the racist driver. There aren't a whole lot of drivers we can talk to. Hey, Titan, what's up, dude? We'll look in there again, just in case.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
What does this mean?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Alright, well, we've shown him. Don't want to talk to Kuno. Can we look at the die? Look at the map tab in journal to see which white checks have opened. Wait, it opened... What did it open? Nothing? Smallest church in Saint-Cien.
There's no way to listen to the tape without a working tape player or portal reel at hand. A pawn shop would have a tape player.
Is that not what I have in my room? Or am I going to have to go and buy the tape player? maybe we can get something new out of the workers now that Kim's back with us. Might be worth a try. No, we can't use this tape player. Damn it. Alright, fine.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting...
I don't think I've gained any more perception. In fact, I've lost any, so I'm not going to see out the window better.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Found someone who saw the hanging. A witness.
A witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
That's just tactics, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already roll on the others, and he's in witness protection.
My witness isn't a local.
Well, let's hear it then.
Oh yeah, I'll give you the name.
Who is your mystery fella?
Yeah, sure.
This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name.
Who he is irrelevant.
It's like you said, Al. Copper's coming up with this on the spot. There is no witness.
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
He said that the hanging went down very quietly. No shouting, no commotion.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent.
Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
They're avoiding having to answer this question.
I'd imagined you guys drinking and singing lynching songs. What's with the funeral silence?
We were drinking, weren't we, guys? I hit the bottle hard. I was drunk as fuck.
Right, I'm convinced, Glenn. Nothing off here. Just a regular hanging.
Bullseye. Glenn looks around uncomfortably. The lieutenant hit a nerve.
The witness said he saw two people of Areopagite descent and one Mesk.
Areopagite? Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there, too. I already told you. We were all there.
The witness said it all looked like a surreal play.
That means absolutely nothing to me. Sounds like some made-up horse shit.
It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film.
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
Shanky. It's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was.
Aha.
You don't know shit.
I know you are lying, Shanky.
You didn't break this wagon fort, but you did manage to rattle the people inside a bit.
Nice.
Great witness.
So much bluster to hide the fact that they're uncomfortable with you having this info.
Not going to do that right now. Yeah, we're not going to pull that off. 1 in 12. Although our authority isn't going to get any higher, I think we worked out right. Unless we raise it. No, if we try, it'll go badly. It's a white check so we can redo it. But I still think we might get negative effects from trying it. We'll just come off looking like more of an idiot. So we've still got shaving, but We're not doing that now. Or are we? See, if we had some kind of heat gun, I could heat up and melt the ice. But in the meantime... Maybe Evra Claire? Don't really want to talk to him, but I don't want to talk to this guy either.
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me.
I would happily tell you to fuck off, but no point right now.
Right to work. Right.
Nope.
A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie, but a goldie.
Who drives these?
Not many people outside of Grad, and Revachol West too, it appears.
Hey Kim, let's check this out.
A Stash Ryko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
Hold on, maybe I can... Yeah, let's try and impress him. What do I know?
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue. The colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white. The colors of the Stars Ryko.
What happened?
An old case for my precinct. A couple of Zhimsk migrants saw a Staj Ryko stopped in the street, painted just like this, muddy brown. Murdered the driver on the spot. They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The Zhimsk community protested the trial, flying the banners of some old king or whatever. 5,000 came to protest.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
We're not correcting him. Why would he be the driver of the car? What did they sentence the killers to?
4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
I will ask, could our hanged man have been the driver?
Could it be another Staj Ryko murder? Honestly, that just doesn't seem like the type of vehicle our dead guy would drive. So my initial guess is the two are not related.
Let me get up. Oh my god. Controls, thank you. Kind of unclear a lot of the time where you can and can't walk. Oh right, Evra, I was going to talk to. We'll try you again. No. Nothing. Kind of got to talk to Evra. No one else has anything for us, it seems.
Hola, Wandering Man.
No.
The payphone.
Button's still tempting, but I'm avoiding it. Maybe I should press it. What does it turn? Move?
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Allumer on, Éteindre off.
Turn it on.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Alright.
The rusty control panel grows. A faint smell of burning rubber reaches your nostrils. A short circuit.
Oh, shit.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
The crane does not return to its original position.
Yeah, okay. Can we look in it?
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Lieutenant, I think there's something special about this container.
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
He knows about the wall. Maybe, I can't tell. I think we should investigate further.
You do? Because I don't.
Why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It was hanging from the crane.
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container.
Kinda true.
We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
Knock.
No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
I'm looking.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Alright. Fine. Claire it is. Would have much rather not dealt with him again. But that doesn't seem to be an option. Unless you?
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. I know you're probably a busy man being an important police officer and all, and personally, I think the more people keeping the peace, the better.
I might have to inquire further about the door that Claire wants knocking down. I'm not going to do it, but I can inquire.
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today?
What's in the container outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
Something special about it. It was attached to the crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Try convincing the container to open? Considering opening that door you asked me to open, perhaps it will help me somehow.
A fantastic change of heart, Harry. Go talk to Manana down by the gates. He'll brief you and give you the key. Just open one little door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. That's it. Anything else we should discuss?
Alright, well, we're still not committed to anything. Get more details at least. Go find Manana. Wait, let's try convincing it to open.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Been in the world for 2 days. Let's try it. We got the rhetoric. Not enough, but we have it.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body over my wits.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
We'll get more rhetoric. We'll get this door open. We'll argue with the door until it opens. It'll work. Won't work. We'll try it. Who knows? Maybe it does? In a weird way. Where's Manana? Another load screen. We haven't really spoken to him much since we first met. Kuno tried to stitch him up, I guess.
Hold on, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Everett said you have a key to a door.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
I was hoping you could tell me.
Of course, I got you. You don't know anything. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I'm not opening this door for myself. I'm opening it for all working men.
I knew this man was a commie. And it's a good thing you're doing too. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the...
That one.
That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task? This weasel person? When he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard.
Ooh, do you know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Why are you striking?
We're negotiating our share.
Your share?
Aye.
How large a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people, or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad.
Is it?
But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
Are you a communist?
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
But the stuff you do aligns admirably well with the World Republic. Why not call yourself a communist?
I have nothing against communists. They are honorable boyaderos. And they have good analysis. But my own code serves me well. If my code starts failing, a code can fail a man as well as a man can fail a code, then I will have to submit to a new one, which may well be communism.
Sounds like you're a communist who thinks he isn't doing enough to call himself one.
See, I'm primarily a lazy person.
No doubt he's communist enough to call himself such, but he won't.
Why is that?
He likely believes that when someone has radical ideas, he should still rather present himself as a self-interested moderate, not as a missionary of a minority ideology.
Because?
It might come in handy to present ideas as a part of reality, the only reality that exists, instead of some abstract, true form. On the other hand, he's not lying when performing this sleight of hand. He's a self-interested moderate.
Yeah, basically you're a self-interested moderate.
That's one way to call it, friend. An unnecessarily complicated way.
Laziness, self-interest, and negligence certainly fit the doctrine espoused here.
Is it the dulcet tone of ultra-liberalism I hear?
At least some people are willing to make the necessary sacrifices in order to reach higher and to better the world.
What can you tell me about Everard?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
What does bossing the union entail anyway?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
Desk seemed very lavish to me.
He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
Seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about the political situation.
Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing.
I can definitely empathize with that. Yeah.
It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool. That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
Maybe I'm a Boyadero?
No.
What if?
No.
No.
The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide, yet it feels as if he could effortlessly go even wider, if need be. An endless torrent of time.
Alright, we'll be getting out of him. Do we check out that room then? I guess we open it. I haven't got anything else right now, to be honest. Don't even know who this is that we're scaring. But maybe we'll find a clue inside and or something incriminating against Claire.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Let's listen.
The door is slick with rain. You don't hear any movement inside. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
Let's knock.
You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in?
You're pretty sure the owner of the apartment isn't here. It's safe-ish.
Lieutenant, what is your opinion of this task we're undertaking?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself. Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
So you don't mind if I unlock the door?
I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging, then I'm willing to look over it. On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrart we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
Yeah, we could lie.
Yes. Presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. I don't know. You're a pretty good liar. Are you as good an infiltrator as you are a liar?
See, here's the thing. I wonder if we... What I'd want to do here is unlock the door, poke my head in to see what's the deal, and then lock it again. Kind of tempted to save scum here.
The door to the weasel's den, guarded by the lion-headed knocker. You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. There's nothing else to do than to leave and tell Evrart. No conceivable reason for you to intrude on the premises. There might be important information in the apartment. I mean, there might.
What are we looking at?
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Tap tap.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. There's something disdainful in the way the curves and lines of the bodies were drawn. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures.
What do I mean uncomfortable?
The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
Typical asshole.
This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
Suddenly I don't feel so bad about stitching this guy up.
To feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
You and me both, Kim. Fresh shirt. Not yet piss-soaked or cum-stained. Bonus. +1 logic as well. Oh, we're looking... not awful. +1 to moralism.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
And that is?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Lieutenant, the old flag of the suzerain.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing.
I'm not bound to no fucking flag.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colourful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
Alright, back to Everett. Half expecting someone stood outside. Now we good. Will he even mind if I paint this?
Paintbrush? Check. Heavy fuel oil? Check. Now the only thing left to do is paint the wall. The paintbrush in your hand is like a loaded revolver. What will it be, Desperado? Quite a few things come to mind.
Fuck the police. What shadow lies there beneath the bright gleam? 3,500-year-old pictogram of a human being. Is that Da Vinci? Something beautiful is going to happen. Yeah. That pose.
You've spoken. The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade or so, until the sea air degrades the paint, adding another layer of detritus to the city.
Very poetic. Real poetry. Should we return to our murder investigation? I hear there's a really bad one we are supposed to solve.
Yeah. Right, did I want to point in something? We're never going to get authority to a point where it's useful for us. We could go with more rhetoric. Three hours, 42 minutes. Shoot, we're trying to find a way through the armor. Might actually help us, you know, in... But I really wanted to rhetoric that door open. So... Can we give the brush back to Cindy?
Hello again, officers. Have you...
No, do you admire my mural? No? No? Okay. Everyone's a critic. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Anyway. Come on. Where's my sprint button? Or in fact, where? What happened to that? Quick travel. Anyway. Come on, container, I demand you open. I demand it.
You're back before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since
58%. Let's go.
If anything, it seems to have grown Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
Hello, is there anybody in there?
The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again.
There's someone in there. I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle.
Uh-huh.
Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Uh-huh.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Mega rich light bending guy. What the fuck?
You can't be serious.
Weren't ready for that, were you, Kim? What the actual fuck? He's actually bending light.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
So much capital that he's become a black hole?
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it.
Oh, I really want to, though. Oh.
In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Hello.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Diodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual.
I own a lot of copyrights, yeah.
Mr. Diodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Harrier Dubois.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
What are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Sirens, a precursor of a modern Sur-le-Clay, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping.
We're in Revachol, formerly a colony of the kingdom of Suez.
Ah, a fellow history buff. I myself am currently reading up on Franco-Nigerian era trains. Very interesting stuff. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money, it can't make a difference to you.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it. Except
Right.
more seagulls.
Getting a read on this guy. Also, I just noticed those numbers still down at the bottom. What's that about? Another UI glitch, I guess? But yeah, hyper-capitalist, man. Got it.
Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
So you travel from place to place via shipping container.
Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, bail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Don't think this guy understands what being bourgeois is, but alright. So you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle?
What? No, I didn't say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
How did you become so rich?
Oh lord, not this again.
What's the matter, Kim?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
And yet you're not suggesting any leads, Kim.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
Unsupervised state policy?
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
Cool, let's move on.
Go right ahead.
Should get back to our investigation. No, can I have some money?
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
We'll leave it.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a civilized man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines.
Where are they?
Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
Gets me almost nothing.
That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest.
Pull your bootstraps up, yeah?
Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment.
Fuck this guy.
How's that sound?
Sniffing his own farts in here.
These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water.
Ooh, I'm kind of tempted. Present an investment plan sure to fail?
Congratulations. You've somehow managed to fail at failing, which means, in a strange way, that you've succeeded.
Aha! Galaxy brain. You should invest in a youth center.
A youth center, huh? What kind of youth center?
A place to teach them practical skills, like teamwork and self-discipline.
Oh.
Come on, tell him what he wants to hear.
You know, a regular youth center with basketball courts and stuff to teach teamwork and other emotional skills.
No, no, no. You've got to think bigger than that.
Hate this. Future leaders of tomorrow to public service?
I like that you're thinking about the future, but couldn't the center have a more economic focus?
I feel dirty. Yeah, that one. Must be liberals.
Brilliant. Without children, who'll be there to buy stuff in the future?
Must get worse. Oh, and if it doesn't work out, we can always repurpose the center as a shopping mall or private equity firm. Blech.
When life closes a door, it opens a window, yes? What's the expected return on this?
Human beings, there's always a risk associated, which is why we've got to hold on to the center itself as a fallback.
You're deep into ultra-liberal territory now. Good work.
Hate it.
Very impressive. You've got a natural eye for unusual investment opportunities.
I know.
I don't normally do this without a formal pitch deck, but to hell with it. What's the point of being rich if you have to follow all the rules? Here's a round of seed funding. This should be enough to prove out the concept and get things off the ground.
Thanks for the handout.
Remember, it's not a handout. It's an investment, and I expect to see returns.
I expect to dash those expectations superbly.
The lieutenant stands there, dumbfounded. His mouth opens slightly, then closes again. Is he having a stroke?
Kim, are you alright?
Yes, I'm alright. Can we get going now?
Was it the amount of money?
Now, was there
100's probably a lot, right?
help you gentlemen with?
Investigation time.
The pleasure was mine. Unfortunately, I must be away soon. The next time we meet, I'll be expecting an update on my investment. Farewell, friend, and may your peace of mind guide you to happiness.
Alright, so we can't come here again because he'll want some money back. That's not happening. And it's gone. We're in the money. Do 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 do. I don't even know how we'd go about setting up a community center. One thing at a time, though. We've got this guy and also the pawn shop dude. For the tape player, which I guess we now have the money for. I mean, we probably did anyway. Now we definitely have the money for it.
Mr. Dubois, every worker, member of the board.
Remember
How can I help you
remember the
today?
container I asked you about? Turns out there's a mega rich light bending guy inside.
Mega rich light bending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
Slime like him must have oozed in through the cracks.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega rich light bending guys.
I think he wants to take down the proletariat, Everett. That sounds mocking. Kim, tell him he was there.
There was a guy in the container, but he didn't bend any light. That was in the detective's head.
Oh.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
Mega rich people too. Should be more regulated. For God's sake, you're a socialist. Claiming.
You're right, Harry. I am a socialist. I'm going to catch the mega-rich guy inside the container and harvest his energy to power the harbor's fog lights. I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container town.
I open the door, you ask. Can we discuss the murder now?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One
Big
question.
XP.
You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
He's trying to figure out if you're lying. There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
I did. Weasel had the flag of the old Revachol on his wall.
Exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting. Weasel probably prays to it every night for the downfall of the Union.
My life. I haven't done that in such a long time. Oh my god, that scared me. Bad button. Well, good button, but bad timing.
He was testing you, and you succeeded.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
Ooh, collection of colonial mugs there, and I found a similar mug in the trash with the hanged man's clothes.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best, helping people, with the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
Oddly, it seems to be true.
But this weasel might have cleaned up after the killers.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
There's more to police work than whacking an imaginary baton.
Of course, Harry. I'm not a real police officer. You are.
Heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun
I'm not sure
fire?
that's what they were doing, but they were like, they did send in the mercenaries to try and break it up, but I don't know about just mowing down with guns.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramoritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Wait, you have a village elephant? Do I want to put another point inside? I think I want to internalize the thought. Or we max it out. Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
They moved the container, really?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane.
Doesn't
it's actually very
everything
fun.
fall over?
You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types.
So the dead guy, the guy in the yard, but who else?
One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
You're telling me the whole neighborhood is in on it?
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
And who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
Yeah, kinda.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction,
Peacekeepers,
comes
yeah.
up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land. He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Seems pretty sure that we're not going to get anywhere here.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried.
No, he's not.
He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
There was a bullet in the hanged man's head.
So they shot him?
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
You don't leave your container, though.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policemen.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
Manipulated, of course. Maybe actors.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
The name of the company is Krenel this time. It might have been Sediment before.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
Don't know how. You mentioned a lawyer girl.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Tell me about Titus.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind.
Yeah, I bet.
Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
He's betting on them being useless to you.
Fairly safe bet. Ever after I met these Hardys, can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Wait, why?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Needless to say, this is another move. Don't take it.
No intention. I only wanted you to help me with the Hardy Boys.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Nope.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Slimy weasel. What do you mean, yet?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
I'm not left enough?
A man of the left, so you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out.
Here we go.
Help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
You mean the fishing village?
Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that Union attitude.
You're already pretty deep into this. What's a little more? No one can see you here in Martinez.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Yeah, are you 100% sure no one's going to end up homeless?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them. We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbour.
He means it.
Really? Kim, thoughts?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
All we've got to do is get signatures, right?
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can, deliberately omitting things.
Fine, if I happen to be there, I can ask them.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard there was some trouble with the water lock, but it should be fixed now. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Right, laters. What do we got? White envelope with a stamp attached to the upper right corner, handed to you by Everett Clare. Inside are some legal documents with 2 names printed on them. Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. Both signatures are required.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
So much for 6 months. Let's look at the plan.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall, practically integrating them into the youth center. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice.
Ominous.
Hard to say. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite.
Oh, excuse me. Kim, what do you think?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things. and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects. But there's no other way.
Because I got that conceptualization for the cubic pyrite, I get a minus. Interesting. But I have to pass, right? Unless I get a 1. But minimum 2, plus 9. Check is 11.
There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
What are the ramifications?
Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this.
Yeah, you wouldn't just live
After
like that.
they'll
3-4
sell their
years.
property for cheap and move out.
Look, Kim, these people are going to have to move away. Can we do something about it?
I should have seen it. Evrard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone.
Could be watching us here, huh? Put them back. Yeah, imagine if Everard's people were watching us in Everard's office. Alright, we'll do it in our room at some point. So, tomorrow, I guess? I'm going to call it in a minute. Tomorrow, I guess, we go to the pawn shop. Try and get the tape player. We can forge some signatures. Go back to the coast? What did we have to do in the coast? Oh, well, shave and sleep. Yeah. Possibly warn the locals at the fishing village about Everard's plan. But that's going to do me for today. So, yeah. Thank you all for hanging. Appreciate it. Feel like we've got to be getting close-ish to this wrapping up, right? Doesn't say hours played in the game. But I've heard it's like 18, 20 hours. Although I don't know if that was before voice acting. We'll see, because obviously the voice acting is going to add a lot of length to it. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. I think I do want to replay this, but I think I might do that in my own time off stream. Partly so it's faster, partly because I really want to get cracking on with Nier. I've been trying to decide, because I have both. I have Gestalt and Replicant, right? I've been trying to decide if I also play Gestalt, not necessarily all the way through, but for a while at least. I think probably play Replicant all the way through, get the endings. Spoiler: there's multiple endings. I think everyone at least knows that, particularly if you've played or seen Automata. But I think I might boot up Gestalt at some point. Partly just to compare visually. Partly because Papa Nier, I don't know, it was some nice voice acting. I did like his voice. I've not listened to the VO for Replicant. But yeah, apparently a lot of it's the same, but they've also added a surprising amount of new stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, we'll make some more progress on this tomorrow. Maybe wrap it up by the end of the week. We'll see, but I'm not rushing as much as I want to play Nier. But anyway, have a good one. Thanks for lurking. Cheers. Stay safe all. Catch you later. Bye.